Welcome to Pull the Pin Already War Room Edition. I'm your host, Jim. With me, as usual, is Mike, and our special guest today is Tim.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you ready, Jim?
I'm ready. Are you
All
ready,
right.
Tim?
I'm ready.
All right, Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm old. What? Joined the Air Force in '84.
Oh.
Spent 6 years working with some A-10s and close air support type stuff, working with the Army quite a bit.
Okay.
Went with GT Government Systems after that from 90 to about 94, teaching mobile subscriber equipment. So the MSE equipment was communications equipment for the Army.
Okay.
Called 31 Foxtrots.
Mm.
After that, got out up in Alaska, moved back to North Carolina, where I'm originally from.
Okay.
Started teaching at Mitchell Community College. Ended up teaching at Mooresville High School. And now I have my own business, computer maintenance, CET, computer repair.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at.
CET?
CET.
Okay.
Computer Engineering Technologies. It's actually the coursework for the North Carolina Public Schools.
Okay. So that's you run your business right now. That's pretty much primarily what you do.
Yeah, well, I manage employees. I used to do a lot of computer repair. I don't do as much computer repair anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's how you know you made it to the top.
Yeah,
Doing the work that
you don't
anymore.
get. Yeah, I'm the guy who doesn't get a paycheck. I volunteer now.
Oh, okay.
It's lonely up top, isn't it?
It is.
Oh man, tell me about it. I know. I don't have my own business, but I know when you talk about managing employees, it's lonely at the top.
You don't have to worry, Mike. You don't have to worry. You're in everybody's business, so consider yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jerry. So I'm gonna venture to say that you're our first guest to have been in the Air Force. Am I right, Jim?
That is absolutely correct, because I have been waiting on these Air Force jokes for a long time.
Well, you guys got your captains telling you go take that hill. We just stand on the end of the runway saying, "Go, Captain, go."
Yeah, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. It's all out of jealousy because I wanted to go in the Air Force.
That is it, man.
I just wasn't smart enough, They were just like, your score's good, but you should go talk to the Army.
Yeah. Hey, this is a real story here. I was qualified to go in the Air Force, but a friend of mine who convinced me to go in the military, he was prior Army, so I was taking all my cues from him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to throw in that qualified thing like it mattered.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was qualified for the Air Force.
It's all good. I mean, I was an Army instructor, so we taught computer repair for the Army. So
was it hard to dumb down? Was it hard to be like, okay, guys?
Actually, that was the best job I ever had. I loved that job. It was fantastic.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So what did you just like training soldiers or teaching?
Yeah, it was GTE Government Systems.
Okay.
And we were fielding new equipment for mobile communications.
Okay. So are you connected at all with the military today? Like, do you see soldiers nowhere near a military base?
No, not really. I mean, I used to see quite a bit. We used to go about twice a month or so. I'd go over to Richard's Coffee Shop in Mooresville.
Okay.
Tons of veterans. I'm talking World War II. I'm talking Vietnam. I'm talking real veterans.
Right.
I'm not a real veteran. I didn't even do anything in the Middle East. I was in Germany.
Oh man, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. Oktoberfest is the best week of my life.
Oh man, forget about it.
It's so funny he says that too, because I was in Berlin, Germany for 2 years. And I tell people to this day, those are the best and worst 2 years of my life.
Yeah. Well, I never got to go to Berlin.
Oh yeah, I was there right after the wall came down when all the East Berliners came out and like, look,
hey, look on the other side. Come over here, guys.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. That's why I say worst, Mike. You had that ugly look on your face.
Yeah,
worst because it's not all the good deeds I did in the Army when I was there. So some of the things I'm not so proud of, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a statute of limitations on this?
No, nothing illegal. Nothing illegal. Just maybe immoral to my views today.
Okay. Hey, before we get really into this, Tim, that background of yours.
Yes.
That has to be my favorite aircraft.
Mine too.
Oh yeah,
I love the
God.
Warthog.
Yeah, I mean, because when I was in Kandahar for 4 years, and we used to hear them doing their drills,
Mhm.
and I think I told Jim this story before, but I was training some Romanians, and they're Romanian tankers, and it was we were standing outside, the power went out, and we had to go outside the building or whatever, and they were doing their drills, and you hear that A-10 come down, and it starts rocking, and they were like, "Yeah, that's why we're glad we're on your side." He said, "Yeah, those things are tank killers. We don't
Oh
like
yeah.
them."
I mean, we would go on exercises and set up. What we did was set up close air supports. We set up a radar site.
Right.
About 24 hours, we could have a radar site up and going.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked with the A-10s. So we worked with the Army, and they would just call them in. I mean, you'd see nothing, and then suddenly, right over top of the tree line, things just pop up.
Yeah,
It's on top of you. There was nowhere to run if it was
No.
coming at you.
Hey, just take it. Just take
Yep.
I definitely respect the air, just the Air Force in general. Like
Mhm.
I think I told you the story in Africa when I first got there. I was in the toilet. I was going to the bathroom, dropping a deuce, like they say, and all of a sudden the whole building shook. I freaked out. It was just a flyby, just literally flyby. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like I thought we were under attack, and they were just flying overhead. And to make it worse, it was our old aircraft that
Yeah.
the Africans now have.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the new ones.
That's right.
I
That's
was like,
right.
"Oh my goodness."
Yeah. Yeah. I think they decommissioning the A-10, I heard.
Yeah, that's what I've
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, a friend of mine, we were in the arms room in Kuwait together. He was telling me a story about A-10, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And it wasn't until I got to Afghanistan that I really saw it, and I got to get up close to one, and oh my God. And you learn the history behind it, how that's the first one they ever built the airplane around the gun.
Around the gun. The gun was the centerpiece.
I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But when
We
you
needed something to carry this gun.
Yeah.
I guess I figured out why I wasn't in the Air Force, because all those planes look the same to me.
Oh no.
Hey, that's a good one, Jim, but I'm gonna be honest about something. I used to feel the same way.
If you had experience, because I remember in training we had to do like vehicle tank identification.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if it's friendly or foe. I mean, until
Yeah,
the bullets start coming, I don't know.
Yeah. I was the same. I never passed it the first time go. No,
Yeah,
never.
it was hard. It was definitely hard.
So do you do anything on the side there, Tim?
You mean for fun?
Or legally?
Yeah, legally and for fun. Yeah.
Well, I always have the scotch, so I got the scotch for one thing.
Man.
And actually, I'm a geek. I'm a computer nerd.
Mhm.
So Dungeons and Dragons.
Really?
Oh yeah. I've been doing Dungeons. Oh yeah. I've been doing Dungeons and Dragons for years. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we haven't really been able to meet, so we do a lot of online stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which it's not the same.
Yeah.
I am ready for us to get back in the room. Usually about 6 or 8 of us.
Okay.
I'm been a dungeon master for a while, so I get to control the monsters and kill people.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of power in that game.
Yeah.
You're dead. Okay.
That's pretty much it right there. No dispute. Yeah.
But I have a +3. Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's cooperative storytelling.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how I explain it to people. So I come up with a basis, and they can change and ruin the plans real quick.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: when you say you guys meet, is 6 to 8 of you, and like, does the age vary?
Yeah.
Really?
The last group I've been working with, there's a couple 30-year-olds, 2 40-year-olds, and an 18-year-old.
Wow.
And a 14.
Wow. Okay.
14, 15-year-old. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So it's been interesting.
Yeah, that's good. So what would you say, Tim, is between the time that you were in the military and today's military? If you want to stick with just Air Force, that's fine. What would you say is a big difference?
Discipline.
Wow, everybody says the same thing. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, can you give us an example?
I think the discipline now is much stricter than what we did. We were slackers, man.
Wait a minute.
He's talking about Air Force. Yeah, he's talking
We
about Air
were
Force. for sure.
slackers.
Wow.
We were.
He went the
You-
complete
Now-
opposite way.
now
Yeah,
we
he went the
did-
complete opposite.
Well, we
Jim.
did.
Okay.
We had the 70s before I went in.
Right.
Those guys were they were complete slackers.
I get
So
it.
I think we increased it from there. But compared to, I mean, today I think there's a lot more discipline in the military now than there was in the 80s, in my opinion.
Wow. Well, okay.
In my opinion.
No. I think I'm gonna have to agree.
Well, you have to understand too. You did see a joint base operation happen where the Air Force and Army basically had to start combining.
Mm.
So maybe the Air Force had to sacrifice first names for rank. Like today, I'll call you captain because the Army's around. Like maybe that's what he
And
means.
maybe they started. I don't
You know, he could just say, "Hey, Bob." Hey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that was true back then. That's how the Air Force did it.
It was
Back
it
then.
was not,
Yeah, because even now, I know.
yeah, it's different. It's different than that. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why I think
Wow.
they take a lot of heat for all their little spoiled things because that's what they do. They go to work. They don't really go to the service. It's work.
exactly. It was a job. It was real.
Yeah.
It really you went to work.
Yeah, whatever. Okay,
We-
like I
we-
said, I
hey,
never
we-
hide my jealousy.
We
Yeah.
we didn't march. Yeah, there's a deuce and a half sitting over there. Why the heck we marching? Let's get the truck.
And well, okay. Now
didn't
I
have
will
it-
say this.
You didn't have a need to, right?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, yeah. Because MPs, our motto was, "Hey, we'll die before we get out this Humvee."
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Just before dismount, right?
That's before
Yep.
dismount, baby. Yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. Wow.
So we're on your side with that one.
Yeah, I mean, you're the first person to actually say use the discipline, but you said the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
But
guys have watched MASH, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't go
You
there.
ever watch MASH
Yeah,
yeah.
with Hawkeye and
yeah.
yeah, man, that was us.
Well, but Mike, in all fairness, I think every other branch thinks the Air Force never had discipline.
True.
So if they
Yeah.
implemented one new rule, like now you have to march to the chow hall,
Yeah.
No.
that's discipline. That's like shocking.
I just want it on record right now. Tim just admitted that MASH was the first reality show.
There you go. There you go. I think it was based in the 50s, but
Yeah.
the 80s weren't much different.
Yeah.
Well,
First
MASH was
reality
the Air
show.
Force. I thought they were the
No,
Army.
MASH was the Army.
Good enough, man.
Yeah, yeah.
MASH
Good
was the
enough.
Army. But I mean, we were in the field because we did close air support. So we'd go out in the field and we'd set up tents and we'd camp out.
Tents inside your hotel? Isn't that odd?
No hotels. Actually, we did not stay in it. We never did stay in a hotel, but we were in tents. But the tents had electricity. The tents had TV. The tents
Wow.
we
You
had
still call it a
VCRs.
tent?
We watched VCRs. We had a nice little bar.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
The tent was there to
Reality
keep us
TV.
dry.
So I think when you hear that he said there's more discipline now after that story, you got to kind of delegitimize his statement a little bit. Sorry, you got to take a little bit back from you. Like there's no bar in this tent. What discipline
know.
are we facing?
Can you imagine if some soldiers heard that today? They'd be like, damn, man, I wish I was in the military back then.
Don't act like Army guys don't have their bar. They just have to hide it.
Yeah, it's a hidden bar. Hidden
No,
They
didn't hide.
did-
Didn't hide it.
They did that in Saudi Arabia when I was there. They went on the roof and they were making the hooch up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were using the bread and whatever. I don't know how to do that
Mhm.
stuff. It wasn't a big deal to me, but yeah, they got caught doing it. But yep,
That's some terrible stuff too, man.
I wouldn't even know. I'm not into
Yeah.
that kind of
I'm just going by the smells.
undisciplined
Oh, God.
activity.
Yeah. And we
Hooch.
all know that you were the most disciplined soldier, Jim.
Who?
No, not most, but I mean, come on.
So tell me, Tim, if you were king for a day, is there anything you might you can think of that you would change?
I could change anything.
Oh
Everything
God!
if you
Oh
want,
God!
but
You had to get that disclaimer out there.
you're the king.
That's right.
Get rid of this freaking COVID stuff.
Oh man, tell me about it. Yeah,
It's ruining my life.
yeah. That Dungeons and Dragons, huh?
Exactly.
There is no COVID in Dungeons and
Exactly.
Dragons.
Yeah,
There's other vile things, but not COVID.
yeah,
And he is the DM, so he could just.
yeah. That's right. That's
COVID's
right.
gone.
It's done.
It's done. It's done. Oh, I wish it was that easy, man. This is it's getting real bad out there. It's
It
getting
is.
real bad. You know. Has it hit close to home yet for you?
No, not really.
No. Yeah.
I've known a couple people who've had it
Mm-hmm.
and gotten over it. I
Okay.
know one guy who did die from it.
Okay.
He was not healthy.
Oh, okay.
That's something that I don't see him saying anything about nutrition, anything
Right.
about immune system. It's all
Mhm.
about wear a mask, stay away from people and get vaccines.
Yeah.
What about eat right,
Yeah.
stay healthy,
Mm-hmm.
increase your immune system?
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's all like you said. It's all about hand sanitizer and the mask.
yeah,
Well, eating healthy doesn't make a lot of money.
this is true.
It's the truth. It's been the argument
I
around
know,
everything.
but it's still funny. You know, it is sad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know how like the argument when they take the argument for the single payer health care, the whole social thing that right now they're trying to say if you don't wear a mask, you're killing people, you're irresponsible. But nobody cares if the obese person is in the hospital all the time or having issues. Nobody cares if they're tying up hospitals. It's just now if you get a COVID, like so it's just I think they've taken it a little far, but
Well, I do my COVID testing every night.
Uh-oh.
If I can still taste this, I probably don't have COVID.
we had our own COVID
No,
test
Jim.
yesterday.
No, Jim. Don't say it. Don't say it.
We still practice that in my house today. My son is now involved. I just rip one in front of my kids and say, "You smell that?" Like, yeah.
So you have the smell down, and of course Tim has this taste down.
There you go.
I'm gonna side with Tim on this one. Yeah.
I can't give my kids alcohol. What are you, crazy?
Yeah. Hey, you can do the smell test with them, but you do the taste test, man.
Right. Tim, I wanted to know. You said you were in Alaska.
I was.
I've never been to Alaska. Is it
I
as
love-
crazy as people say, or?
It was beautiful. I loved Alaska. We were up there with GT Government Systems training. It's the only place I've ever had snow on my birthday. My birthday is
Wow.
September 25th.
What?
We had snow on September 25th in Alaska.
Wow. Okay.
It was great. I loved it. 4th of July was kind of weird. They did fireworks at 2 a.m. because the sun was actually down on the horizon. It was twilight. So we actually did the fireworks about 2 a.m. So that was kind of interesting. Had 2 little kids. So when we got there, they would not sleep.
Right.
We had to put aluminum foil up on the windows. We looked like Elvis in the neighborhood. But I loved Alaska. We got to hike part of the Iditarod Trail,
Mm-hmm.
which was cool. Little kids, we had wolves. We howled back at the wolves in
Really?
Eagle River. So yeah, we got out in Eagle River, out at one of the places where you could walk part of the Iditarod Trail. We were out there at night, and the wolves started howling. We were watching the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Wolves started howling, so my son starts howling back at them. Well, they just got louder and louder. So he got
Really?
louder. They got louder and louder. It was pretty interesting.
I hope it stopped at the howling because they'll win the next phase of that.
Yeah, they didn't come in or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, but when we were leaving, we were driving up this little 2-lane road, and from the car, all you could see was legs. Moose are freaking enormous.
I heard that.
Yeah. People say moose are big. Moose are enormous.
Mm.
But it's like we just stopped. It's like, what am I? I'm not going to scare him.
He's like, move your car, buddy.
And he just meandered across the road and went back off into the other side of the woods. It's like, wow, that's a big animal.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Alaska. I did. We
Yeah.
did go up to Fairbanks. We were primarily in Anchorage, Dig up to Fairbanks in the summertime. It was hot.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, Fairbanks is like the coldest place on earth and the warmest place on earth. Well, not the warmest, but for Alaska, it was hot.
Wow.
And mosquitoes the size of your hand.
No, couldn't do that. No.
Yeah, you
Couldn't
ruined.
do it.
I do have to go to Alaska at some point. I have this thing, I have my wife's ashes from when she passed, and I put them in every state I've went to.
Oh,
Even if
cool.
I just drove through, I'd stop and put some of her ashes in Alaska and Hawaii. Actually, Hawaii, I haven't. Even though I was stationed there and we got married in Hawaii, she unfortunately passed, so I have to go back to
Oh.
Hawaii. But those are 2 states plus a couple up north there that I need to get to.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
will be visiting Alaska sometime.
If you get a chance, go on one of the whale watching tours. Fantastic.
Whale watching.
Yeah.
Well,
A
watching.
whale. I think it's a well. I'm like, they're drilling wells in the ground. I'm like, that must be exciting
Well.
up there.
Whale.
I heard there's weird people in Alaska, so it
Yeah.
didn't slip
Yeah,
by,
there are some odd people. They were walking around the streets of Anchorage. There's some interesting individuals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did
And
you
Jim,
feel at
you've
home?
never been there.
I've never been to Alaska, no.
Oh, okay.
No. Maybe I was born there and they put me on a doorstep somewhere, but I don't know.
Oh, I'm going there next year for sure because my daughter's stationed up there.
Fantastic.
You need to
Yeah.
let me
Love
know,
it.
Mike. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have to hook up there.
No.
Oh, well,
no.
then maybe I'll have to follow you up there. I'll have to follow you.
Yeah, right. And that's my point. Some weird people in Alaska. Yeah. Well, you have a question you want to ask Tim there, Jim?
Oh, I just did. I asked him about Alaska.
Okay. Nice talking to you. All right.
Well, I mean, he's
Oh,
already
go
went on different avenues here. I mean, we went from D&D to fighter jets killing people to Alaska, and I mean, this could go anywhere. I know
Yeah, I
Tim's,
know.
It could. It could. You
I
don't
know
know where we're
Tim's
gonna
got a lot he's holding back because I know I've seen some of Tim's
go.
frustrations.
You on Facebook too much, you know?
When I get
Oh.
bored and lonely, I always go to Facebook.
Well, I was actually at a network meeting this morning with some other business owners, and one of them mentioned they love to go on my Facebook and just see how I poke the bear.
Yeah.
It's like you put ants into a jar and then you shake the jar up and set it aside and watch the ants kill each other.
And he does, dude. And he draws me in, not because of him, but because when he pokes the bears, it's the usual suspects. There's 3 of them. I'm not going to name them, but they all come in with the same answers, the same stuff, and they're usually like a paragraph to 15 paragraphs long.
Oh,
And I'm
those.
just like,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
copy and paste. Well, that's only one of them does that. The other one does all memes, and
All
the other
memes.
one is like, I don't know, just poking in and out, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining and frustrating.
It's
at the same time.
entertaining. It is so entertaining. I love it.
Yeah. It's sad though. You guys say it's entertaining, but for those people, it's like real life. When they respond, like Jim said, with those paragraphs,
Yeah.
page long responses, I'm like, dude, I was just joking, man. It's just,
Right.
but yeah, it's like real life for these people, man. And
Unfortunately.
yeah, it's sad. It's
But
sad.
I've tried to save some of them, but you can't save all souls.
No, you can't.
No,
No.
They don't want to be saved. It's not even. They don't even want to be
Sometimes-
saved. They just want to be right.
They want
That's
to be
it.
right.
That's
They
it.
want to
right
be
there.
right.
They
Yeah.
want
And
to
they're
be
wrong.
comfortable. They want to be good. They're always wrong. No, I can't say always. Sometimes I've said, all right, that's a valid point, but then they
Yeah.
come back with something really stupid that you can disprove easily.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
what? But
Well, how do you get them to see that they're wrong though?
it's a good question.
I can always
Time.
tell. Yeah, time. And to me, when you say something so profound that they don't respond.
Yeah, when they don't respond.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
true.
respond. It's like crickets.
But even
you
sometimes,
know?
that's hard because you can't do it with facts. It really has to be, when you say profound, it almost has to be logical. And I say that because facts nowadays, different sources have different facts. So
Yeah,
now even
that's
facts aren't facts anymore.
Yeah.
So it has to be a logical, sensible thing that can relate to all people.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
But even then, like I'll point out the hypocrisy, like one of them continuously orange man comments or the dirtbag or he's
Yeah.
continuously calling our president
Mhm.
names and then lecturing you that you have to resort to calling him names. Like, I'm just sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
So
The whole conversation started with name calling.
yes.
But now you're worried about someone calling you a name.
Or it's just that
Got it.
he will justify it because he sees this guy is bad, so they deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not the same as when you call him a name because he doesn't deserve that.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said, Jim, he can run into a building, save all the kids. They're gonna say he started the fire.
Yep.
You know.
Well, he probably has the pack of matches in his back pocket. That's a
Yeah.
clue.
Exactly. That's just the way it is, man.
But the truth-
I've accepted it.
The truth always comes out. It always, whether it's now, 20 years from now, the truth will always surface.
All right. Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID,
Yes.
yeah, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but are you going to take the vaccine?
No.
Nope. Okay. You don't want to think about it.
No.
Okay. All right.
Can you
Take a few seconds.
can-
Rethink about it,
can you tell me what's in it?
Yes.
but not now.
Really?
Not now.
because they haven't released what's in it
Exactly.
because it's a secret.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we do know that the current flu vaccine, the one from 2019, it did contain formaldehyde.
Yep.
Which I really don't want inside my body. It
Mhm.
contained bile salt detergent,
Wow.
which is cancer causing.
Wait.
It has
Is
been
that
known to cause cancer.
similar to putting bleach in your body? Just curious,
Oh,
because
no,
I
we
know
would never
somebody took a lot of heat for saying something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
He took a lot of heat.
Well,
from
it also
get the bleach put in it.
contains mercury.
Oh,
yeah,
Well, mercury's really well. I guess high
Yeah.
doses of mercury.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
Well, they'll
Oh,
say.
so I guess you get it every year for 20 years. It does add up, I believe.
Yeah.
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 No, the only
I
reason
don't
I
think your
brought up
body gets rid of the mercury.
Well, I
Yeah.
brought up the mercury because that was something I found in my studies when my wife passed because we didn't know how she got her cancer. And
Mm.
one of the things I found was the old dentist used to use mercury. So if you ever had a root canal, that mercury went right down in your system. That's
Yep,
what
and it doesn't come out.
Thank you, Jim. Thank
Wow,
you.
you got a root canal?
No.
That's old practice. I don't know if even
Yeah, it
right
was
now.
back in the
Well,
day
no-
too, man.
Right.
Well, you're still alive, dude. You're old. You're
Yeah.
good. You're all right.
Yeah.
Now you're just
Okay.
gonna die of old age.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
A lot of the old vaccines don't contain all that stuff. They've modified them, but it's quick and easy on the new vaccines, so they use it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. You know, I see these memes going around about how in 9 months they found a cure for COVID, but in 40 years, no cure for cancer.
hmm
You know, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Well,
There's a lot of cancer research out there too.
but you know what interests me more,
Yeah.
Mike, is that you'll hear these people now with the lockdown argument. Well, we don't know what this virus really can do. Well, what do you mean? You got a vaccine already. If you don't know what it can
Right.
do, how do you already know how to stop it?
Right.
It's
Right.
crazy. Like the arguments are just so contradicting, and these people are so ignorant. They're so tribal and so ignorant to they can't even see that.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
you're the one that's going to kill people if you don't believe it.
Yeah. If you
Right.
don't wear that mask.
hmm
Yeah.
That's why they call it the slave muzzle.
Yeah. I tell you. Well, I tell you what. I'll be the first one to take the vaccine, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Awesome. Just
Yeah.
like
Well,
unmasking procedures. Take
That's
it
right.
off.
Yeah.
So
And
how does
everybody's
the
watching too.
exactly? So how does the vaccine work?
See, the way it works, Tim. Okay.
Wait,
I know
let
you had-
Dr. Mike have a moment here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the way it works, right? They inject it into your bloodstream, and the vaccine is going to go seek out the COVID, right? And once it finds the COVID, it's going to send a text to the doctor, okay? And then the doctor's going to say, "Wow, can't let the patient know. Good luck." All right.
What if you die? What if you become a statistic with the COVID vaccine? Do you
Oh,
become a
my
COVID
goodness.
death or are you a vaccine death?
That's a good
Ah,
point.
that's a
That's
point.
a good point because
Well-
these days everything is COVID.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember correctly, you get a vaccine, which causes an immune response within your body, which then your body creates the antibodies.
Right.
So if you ever get it again, it knows what it is and it kills it.
Right.
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 Similar
That's
to
the
what they said
simple
about the
ver-
flu.
right.
Right.
That's
But
a
I'm
sin.
being
Right.
told, that if you get COVID and you get over it, you could get it again.
Yes.
So what good's the vaccine?
Mm.
It's for other people, Tim. You have to stop thinking about yourself.
Jim,
Save the other
man,
people.
you told me a lot about Tim. You didn't tell me how selfish he is, man.
Right. I
He's
know. I
thinking
can't
about
believe it.
himself.
Why would you
know?
not
Hey.
put bleach in your own body to save other people?
My body, my choice.
Oh, right.
Oh,
That
and
does
on
not
that
apply.
note,
That does not apply to COVID.
man, that's a mic drop right there.
Yes, yes. And I think that is a good segue.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure we all can't wait to hear what Tim really wants to pull the pin on.
Yeah.
So we're going to pull the pin on this show here, Tim, but we're going to give you your opportunity now. Take as long as you need to tell all the people watching what really irks you, what you want to pull the pin on and do away with. And it's on you now. Go.
Okay, there's a million things, but we're just going to choose the one from today.
Okay.
Okay. Today, watching the news, suddenly Hunter Biden is being investigated.
Yeah.
And there's all this evidence. And it's like, really? If I remember 6 weeks ago, there was no evidence whatsoever. And anybody who said anything was just an idiot.
Yes.
But that was before the election.
Idiot.
Idiot. So now I have to wonder, okay, then why now? Well, now there's a reason, I guess. Maybe they've decided that Joe ain't the man. And maybe it's time to jettison Joe. And this is just another way of getting it in there. So we're going to have to get rid of him.
Wow.
So why would they ever do that? Well, we needed Kamala to be president. And I have nothing against Kamala other than her policies and things like that. But they don't think, I don't think she would ever have beat Trump. So
Couldn't even beat Biden.
She was the first one to drop out. What are you talking about? She couldn't beat herself.
So now we can bring this out. We've already worked with the Congress to determine that if we can determine a president is incompetent, we can get rid of him, right?
Yep.
Isn't that what Pelosi did?
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got all this stuff on Hunter, which is probably going to come back to Joe. We're just going to have to jettison Kamala's president.
But do you believe that? I mean, I don't want to go too far into this rabbit hole, but they really legitimately had a reason already to get rid of him. I mean, the man is borderline dementia.
They had to get him elected.
Right, but I'm
they
saying
had to win the presidency.
All they had to do was wait 6 months. They wait 6 months, and he's going to be out of there anyway. They don't need to bring him up on the spoils and ruin.
Maybe that's true, Jim. But maybe this is a backup plan.
But you know why I will contest this under one condition, just like the famous guy Epstein. Something these people don't realize, and I know you guys out there maybe call me right wing or whatever you want to call me, but they're all in on it. So the more corruption that is exposed, the more likely somebody else is going to get drug into this. So that's why I think this wouldn't be a tactic of the Democrats, because exposing Biden will bring light on some of them.
Now, I'm not saying it's a tactic of Democrats.
No, I'm saying
a tactic
Democrats
of
would fight it.
Establishment. All these people are out with red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat. No, I don't think it is at all. I think it's establishment against the rest of us.
I agree.
Establishment versus non-establishment.
Yep.
I don't care if they're wearing a red shirt or the blue shirt. They're establishment.
Right.
And this is what they've done for their entire lives. I mean, Joe's been there for 47 years. Some of the others have been there for 30 years.
He's done a lot, though, Tim.
Sometimes Mike's sarcasm is hard to read, but that
Tim
was good, Mike.
Quick.
That one was
Tim
good.
got
Yeah.
the sarcasm quick.
Oh yeah. But their establishment, they can't perform a job.
Yeah.
They couldn't survive in the real world.
They've spent all of their lives mastering these cheating techniques. That's what they do. Yeah. They learn the inside system. We had to discuss the inside or trading stuff. Maybe it's unethical, but if you're privy even to North Carolina's, was it the congressman? Burt was his name or something? Mm-hmm. You're privy that they're about to shut down the country and the market's going to be affected. So what did this guy do? He's a Republican. He pulled out $2 million of his stocks. before anybody in the public knew.
Richard Burr.
It's dirty. Burr, right? That's his name, Burr.
Yep.
What a dirtbag. I mean, so it's not Republican, Democrat. There's
No.
another one for you, Mike. There's one for
It's
you.
establishment.
It's the people in the system that know
It
the
is.
system.
It's
They play
the system. It's
Yeah.
the system. And there's I mean, apparently they've had this slush fund in case somebody ever gets charged with sexual harassment.
Yep.
Really? And nobody ever knew about it until somebody outside the system pointed it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what other slush funds they have.
Exactly. Yeah. And but once again, when you bring things like that into a conversation, people just think you're crazy.
Well, that's why I'm saying, why
yeah,
can't you
we are.
realize that? Why can't you realize that when I bring something like that up, that affects Republicans, Democrats, and the like. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to use their resources and powers to shut you up, to make you look like you're wrong, to make you look like a conspiracy theory. And these moron sheeple out here are eating it like pie on Christmas.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think one of the biggest mouthpieces of them is the media.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because they said absolutely nothing before the election about Hunter's. If you said anything about Hunter's laptop, the entire media was, "Oh, you're just crazy." Now they're the ones who are actually bringing it up.
Yeah.
Well, you saw that with the election fraud. Remember in the beginning, there's no evidence. There's no widespread evidence. There's no substantial widespread evidence.
Yeah.
There's no widespread substantial evidence that's going to change the outcome of the election.
It's not going to change anything.
Yes. So they went from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other without ever admitting they were wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll never do that.
That was the longest pull the pin we've had, right?
Oh yeah.
Tim is setting all kinds of records on this
I
episode.
know, right?
All
I
right.
still love that background, Tim. I really do.
I'll
Yeah,
send it to you.
Hey, thank you.
We appreciate you coming on, Tim. We really do appreciate having you. We didn't
I
get to
appreciate
bash
you
on the
guys.
Air Force as long as we wanted to, but we'll come back another day, I guess.
We'll carpet bomb your butt. No.
Carpets, wow.
I
That
tell
must
you
be
right
an old
now,
thing.
I have a lot of Air Force jokes, but once I saw his background, I can't remember not one.
He has no ability to call that on you right now. So don't be
Okay.
fooled. Plus, you're in camouflage. You can just hide.
Yeah.
Nobody can see you right now.
Yeah.
Awesome, Tim. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
All right,
a lot,
guys.
Tim.
I appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Right.
I'm just going to close out before you get out. Thank you all for watching, taking your time to check us out, and we hope you come back for another future episode. Until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.